1978. The radios never stopped that year. 10 songs ruled the charts. 10 bands felt untouchable. But rock and roll doesn't stay kind forever. You think you know these hits. You don't know what they cost.
Just a friend of mine said, "Hey, what's the matter, man?"
Some of these artists never made it back to the top. Stay to the end. Number 1 will break your heart. Number 10. Boston. Don't Look Back. Picture this. A basement in Massachusetts. Not a fancy studio, just wires, tape machines, and one man who could not stop chasing a sound in his head. This song came from Boston's second album, same name as the song. It followed one of the biggest debut albums in rock history, so the pressure was heavy. The man behind it all was an engineer by trade. He built guitar sounds like he was building a machine. Every note was tested and layered until it felt perfect. The lyrics talk about moving forward and not letting the past hold you down. Simple words, big feeling. The song shot up the charts fast and became a rock radio staple for years. Now, here is something most fans do not know. That basement studio setup was so unusual for its time that other bands could not believe a hit record came out of it. It was built more like a science lab than a music room. So why does it get less love today than the band's first album? Because it lived in the shadow of that debut. People call the first album a classic and treat this one like the little brother. But if you strip away the comparison, this song stands strong on its own. That is the story behind number 10. And trust me, the next one on this list caused just as much tension, just for a very different reason. Number 9. AC/DC. Sin City. You can almost feel the heat coming off this one. Dirty guitar. A singer who sounds like he has seen too much and does not care who knows it. This track came from the album Power Age, released in 1978. The band recorded it with a rougher, rawer sound than their earlier work. No polish, no shine, just power. The lyrics paint a picture of high-stakes gambling and fast living, the kind of world where you win big or lose everything. At the time, this album did not crack the mainstream charts the way later AC/DC records would. But inside the rock community, musicians and fans treated it like gospel. Guitar players studied it, other bands borrowed from it. It became one of those records that critics quietly call one of the most respected of the whole decade. Here is a fun detail. The band recorded this album fast, almost like they were racing against the clock. Some of the guitar work was captured in just a few takes because the energy in the room was too good to lose by overthinking it. So why do casual fans forget this one? Because it came out before the band's true breakout years. It got buried under the albums that came after it, the ones that made them a household name. This song was the seed. The world just was not looking yet. Rise and fall does not always mean fame first, then heartbreak. Sometimes it means the world is late to notice greatness. Let's keep moving.
Hey, Rocklore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
Every story you see here takes hours of digging, piecing together history, and bringing forgotten moments back to life. If you'd like to support that work, you can become a channel member. It's just the cost of a cup of coffee, but it helps us keep these stories alive, and for that, we're grateful. Number 8. Journey, Wheel in the Sky. This one feels like a long drive at night, headlights on empty roads. A feeling that things are changing, but you cannot stop them. Released in 1978 on the album Infinity, this song marked a turning point for the band. They had just added a new lead singer, and this track was one of the first big signs that their sound was shifting into something bigger and more emotional. The lyrics talk about time moving forward no matter what you want, like a wheel that keeps turning whether you are ready or not. It became a steady radio hit and helped push the band toward the massive success they would find just a couple years later. For longtime fans, this song is the moment you can hear the band becoming who they were meant to be. Here is something interesting. The title came from an old phrase, not something the band invented from scratch. They took a saying that had been passed around for generations and turned it into a metaphor for fate and change. So, why does this one get less attention than their later hits? Simple. It got overshadowed. A couple of years after this song, the band released music that became so massive it swallowed almost everything that came before it. This song became the quiet stepping stone that most casual fans skip right past. But if you know your rock history, you know this is where the real story starts. If you are enjoying this trip back in time, do me a favor and smash that like button. It really helps this channel keep digging up these hidden stories. Number 7. The Cars. Just What I Needed.
I don't mind coming here, wasting all my...
Now the sound shifts. Sharper, cooler, a little more machine than muscle. This is where rock started flirting with something new. This track came off the band's self-titled debut album in 1978.
time. 'Cause when you're standing oh so near.
It was actually one of the first songs the band ever wrote together, built around a simple guitar riff and a cool, detached vocal delivery that felt completely different from the heavier rock of the time.
I kinda lose my mind.
The lyrics are about wanting someone even when you know they are not good for you. Relatable, right? The song became an instant favorite on rock radio, and helped define a whole new style that would influence bands for the next decade.
It's not the perfume that you wear. It's not the ribbons in.
It mixed classic rock energy with something sleeker, something built for a new era. Here is the twist. The lead singer did not even sing lead on this one. Another member of the band took the vocal, and it became one of their most recognized songs, even though most casual fans assume the usual voices singing it.
Your hair. I don't mind you coming here.
So why does this song sometimes get left out of best of the decade lists? Because people file this band under a different genre entirely. They get boxed into new wave conversations instead of rock conversations. So they miss out on rock countdowns like this one.
And wasting all my time.
That is a mistake. This is a rock song through and through. All right, we are climbing. Let's keep the momentum going. Number 6. Cheap Trick, Surrender. This one is pure chaos and joy at the same time. Loud guitars, a story about a kid discovering his parents are not who he thought they were, and a chorus built to be screamed by a crowd. Released in 1978 on the album Heaven Tonight, this song became one of the band's most beloved tracks. The lyrics tell a funny, slightly wild story about a teenager finding out his mom and dad have a wild side of their own. It was silly and rebellious at the same time, which made it stick in people's heads. Chart-wise, it did not blow up right away. But live, this song exploded. Audiences went crazy for it. And it slowly became one of those songs that grew bigger through concerts and word of mouth rather than radio alone. Here is a great story behind it. The band was known for insane, high-energy live shows, and this song became a signature closer at concerts. Fans would sing every word back at the band louder than the actual PA system. So why does it get slept on today? Because the band never quite got the same star treatment as some of their peers, even though musicians and critics respected them deeply. They were a band's band, loved by other artists, underappreciated by the mainstream machine. That is number 6. Loud, funny, and criminally underrated. Number 5. Bob Seger, Still the Same. Slow it down for a second. This one hits different. It is not about parties or fast cars. It is about watching someone never change, for better or worse. This track came from the album Stranger in Town, released in 1978. It was written as an observation about a person who plays games with people's hearts and never seems to learn or grow. The songwriting is simple but sharp, the kind of lyric that hits harder the older you get.
No one's gotten to you yet.
It became one of the defining songs of the singer's career and one of the most played rock ballads on American radio for years afterward. It crossed over from rock stations to pop stations, which was rare for a song this raw and honest. Here is something touching. This song has been used again and again in films and television because of how universal the feeling is. Almost everyone knows someone the lyrics could be written about. So why does it sometimes get left off best rock song lists? Because people mistake it for a soft rock or easy listening track just because it is slower. But underneath that calm delivery is one of the toughest, most honest lyrics of the whole decade. We are halfway through this countdown. Which song has hit you hardest so far? Drop it in the comments. I want to know. Number 4. Van Halen, Runnin' with the Devil. Now we go back to pure fire. A guitar sound nobody had heard before. A singer who sounded like he was having the time of his life even while singing about running from trouble. This track opened the band's self-titled debut album in 1978. It introduced the world to a completely new style of guitar playing, one that would influence rock music for decades after. The lyrics are about living fast, chasing freedom, and outrunning consequences, which fit the band's wild reputation perfectly. The song helped launch one of the most influential rock albums ever made. Critics and musicians immediately recognized that something had changed in rock guitar the moment this record hit shelves. Here is a wild detail. Car horns were used in the recording to create part of the song's opening sound, giving it a strange, almost eerie intro before the guitar explodes in. It was a small creative choice that made the song instantly recognizable. So why is this one sometimes overlooked compared to the band's later, more famous singles? Because this album had so many legendary tracks on it that some songs got buried under the weight of the others. This one is often called the opening statement, but rarely called the best, even though many musicians disagree with that ranking. Rise and Fall is not always about the band. Sometimes it is about which song from a legendary album gets remembered, and which one quietly gets left behind. Number 3. The Rolling Stones, Miss You.
I've been hanging out so long, I've been sleeping all alone.
This one feels like a city at night, dance floors, neon lights. A band that had been around for years, proving they could still reinvent themselves. Released in 1978, this song blended classic rock with the disco sound that was taking over the world at the time.
Lord, I miss you.
That was a bold move for a band already known for gritty blues rock. The lyrics are about deep loneliness, missing someone so badly it aches, wrapped inside a groove you cannot help but move to. It became one of the band's biggest commercial hits of the decade, and top charts in multiple countries. It showed that even legendary bands were willing to evolve instead of standing still. Here is an interesting fact. The song's bass line and rhythm were inspired by the disco and dance clubs the band members were spending time in during that era. They did not fight the trend. They absorbed it and made it their own. So why do some hardcore rock fans still argue about this one? Because purists felt the band was selling out to disco. Others say it was one of the smartest reinventions in rock history. That argument still pops up in fan communities today. Love it or debate it, this song proved rock could bend without breaking. Number 2. Foreigner, Hot-blooded. Now we are almost at the top. This song is raw confidence from the very first note. No apology, no holding back. Released in 1978 on the album Double Vision, this track became one of the defining rock anthems of the era. It was written quickly, almost as a direct, confident statement, with lyrics about desire and chemistry between two people who both know exactly what is happening between them. It became a massive radio hit and one of the band's signature songs, still played constantly on classic rock stations today. It helped define what a big, confident, arena-ready rock song was supposed to sound like. Here is a fun story. The main guitar riff came together almost by accident during a jam session, built on the spot rather than carefully planned out in advance. Sometimes the biggest hits are the ones nobody saw coming. So why does it sometimes get overshadowed? Because this band released so many massive hits around this same time that some of their songs end up competing with each other for the spotlight. This one is often remembered as one of many, when really, it deserves to stand alone. And now, we have reached the song I promised you earlier, the one with real controversy behind it. Let's talk about number 1.
Hey, Rocklore community. Before we continue, let's have a real talk for a second, bro. You know, this isn't just a channel to us. And I hope it's not just a place you come to watch a video and then forget about it. This is a community. It's a place where we get to dig up the secrets of rock and roll, share our favorite riffs, and celebrate the artists who maybe didn't get the love they deserved. Right now, only about 1% of our viewers are subscribed. We can change that together and grow this community. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button with the notification bell on. When you do, you're not just helping a channel grow, you're becoming a member of the Rocklore family. You're signaling to us and to YouTube that these stories matter, that this music is worth preserving, and that this community is a place you want to be. Subscribing is your way of making sure you're always in the loop. It means you'll be the first to know when we unearth a forgotten legend, drop a new countdown, or dive into a piece of rock history you've never heard before. So if you're a true fan of the lore, if you get that same feeling of discovery that I do, then come join us. It takes 1 second to be a part of something bigger.
Every story you see here takes hours of digging, piecing together history, and bringing forgotten moments back to life. If you'd like to support that work, you can become a channel member. It's just the cost of a cup of coffee, but it helps us keep these stories alive, and for that, we're grateful. Number 1. Rod Stewart. "Da Ya Think I'm Sexy?" Here it is, the song everyone remembers, and the song that came with a real fight behind the scenes. Released in 1978, this song became one of the biggest hits of the entire decade. It blended rock with a disco-influenced groove, and the lyrics were bold, playful, and unapologetically confident, about attraction and chasing someone across a crowded room. It shot straight to number 1 on multiple charts around the world, and became one of the defining songs of the artist's career. Now here is the part I teased earlier. Not long after the song became a massive hit, a Brazilian musician noticed that part of the melody sounded very close to a song he had written years before. Some people say it was a clear case of the melody being lifted. In interviews over the years, there have been different versions of the story, with claims of accidental inspiration on one side and claims of deliberate copying on the other. The two sides eventually settled the dispute privately, and profits from the song were directed toward charity as part of the resolution. It never went to a public courtroom battle, but the story followed the song for years afterward. Here is how it affected the song's legacy. Instead of quietly fading into controversy, the story actually made the song more famous. People became curious. They wanted to hear both versions and decide for themselves. It turned a pop rock hit into a piece of real music history, something people still discuss and debate to this day. That is why this tune is not just music, it is history. It is proof that behind every huge hit, there can be a real human story of tension, ego, and two artists, both believing the truth was on their side. And that brings us to the end of the countdown. Number 1. A song built on rhythm and confidence, but carrying a shadow that never fully disappeared.